All right, good afternoon, everybody. Happy holidays. My name is Jake Richardson, coming to you from Grandview University, outside linebacker slash DN, hybrid, however you guys want to call it. 6'3", well, technically I'm 6'2" and 5/8", but 253 pounds. All right, so goals that I had set for the team and myself. As a team, we had said that we wanted to keep playing in December, which we achieved. And then also as a team, we wanted to win the national championship. Unfortunately, we came up one game short of that. I guess it is what it is. It stung and it hurt, but, it was just a tale of the tape. For myself, coming in, being a new face in the program, I transferred in from a Division I university. So the main thing for me was honestly, being a coach on the field in a sense. I wanted to teach a lot of the younger guys, and I wanted to make the guys feel, that I was with them. You know what I'm saying? I know when a lot of guys transfer from higher divisions, there's, a conflict of interest in a sense, and I just didn't want there to be tension at all whatsoever with coaches or players. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a locker room guy, so that was first and foremost for me. It was just earning the respect for everybody, and I knew everything on the field, was going to be natural because my play itself, it speaks for itself. So that was my ultimate goal, was just earning the respect of everyone. And then stat-wise, I didn't really care too much about stats. I ended up being second team all-conference and finished with 7.5 sacks and everything. And, that's all fine and dandy, especially since I missed, the first 2 games due to, transferring and eligibility and stuff. But I was more so concerned on being, an ear and coach on the field, for the guys who's, not familiar with playing in, bigger crowds or in tense environments, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was my biggest thing. The stats and stuff, it's cool finding any of the accolades, but I was more so worried about, the team aspect of continuing to play in December and wanting to hold the big trophy at the end. Yeah, for sure. When it comes to my work ethic on and off the field, I think my teammates and coaches would definitely speak highly of that. Um, it's funny now that I think about it. The first game where I was actually eligible to come in and play, I think it was week 3. I popped my shoulder out of place, and people thought I was going to be, done for the day, or even sit out for a couple of weeks. But I actually popped it back in, finished the game, and so that just speaks to how tough I am when it comes to that aspect. But when it goes to work ethic, you can ask some of the wide receivers. I'll run with them after practice, after we're done, and they're doing their sprints and stuff. I'll hop in with those guys. So again, it just speaks to testament of, how much of a workhorse I am when it comes to that. Even off the field, the coaches will say, they have a daughter, they'll recommend me to date them type thing. So, it just speaks highly of my character as well. So overall, on and off the field, my coaches and players will speak highly of me. Definitely a people person, locker room type of guy. Oh, man, my favorite part. Yeah, when I'm watching film, I'm very, very nitpicky when it comes to details. For instance, if I notice an old lineman, he stands a certain way when he's about to make a certain movement, I'll pick up on that as a pre-read. So that's huge to me. If I pick up on those pre-reads before snap, that way 9 times out of 10 I know what's going to happen before it happens. And actually, a lot of times during the season, I would actually call out a few directions where it was going to go before it happened. So yeah, pre-reads are huge to me. I feel like, when it comes to football, most athletes are like that as well. But, when you're on the D-line in the trenches, things tend to happen a little bit quicker. So knowing for sure what you're getting is very key. So yeah, that's key for me. I think the couple biggest things that set me apart from other athletes that play my position is a few different things. One I spoke on earlier. I was a new face in the program where I had to learn the playbook extremely fast. Learning the entire playbook in less than a week and executing at a high level, was huge, and a huge testament to just how quickly I'm able to pick up on those things. But also, I feel like I'm trilingual when it comes to football. And what I mean by that is I'm not just an edge rusher, you know what I'm saying, where a lot of edge rushers, the only thing they really can do is just pass rush, and they're third down type of guys. Whereas with myself, I can play the run, I can play out in space, I can play Sam Micro Will, I can, drop into the flat, I can, go out to the field. I can pick up a number 2 receiver. Like literally, I can do so many different things with my game to where I'm not just an edge rusher. I'm not just, an outside backer. I'm not just a DN. You know what I'm saying? So very, very versatile. So I think that's what really sticks me outside of, the box of just being an edge rusher. Yeah, when it comes to off season and preparation for that next level, man, right now I'm putting my body through the ringer right now. I'm up in Minnesota and going back and forth between Minnesota and Iowa. My apologies. But also I'll probably be going up to Vegas here soon to really, really be a technician when it comes to my pass rush moves. So yeah, that's all I'm doing right now is being between three different places right now, just perfecting everything. And that's, my technique, get off, my weight room numbers, like literally everything, combine wise, field wise, like literally everything. I want to make sure I'm flawless. I think a few things that have helped me stand out on and off the field were just things that, I just touched upon earlier. Being versatile is a huge thing, just not being able to just pass rush, but being able to, drop in coverage, pick up receivers and things of that nature as well. On top of that, being a special teams guy. A lot of guys, they're just comfortable with doing their position and not really familiar with being on the special teams unit. Whereas myself, I'm very comfortable being on the special teams unit, and I actually showcase that on film as well. Off the field, like I said earlier, I'm a locker room guy. You don't have to worry about me being in trouble by any means or anything like that. So yeah, my final pitch to NFL and any other pro league is, man, you're getting a dog, first of all. Secondly, you're not getting a young guy that, you got to hold his hand, around the facility or even outside the facility. I know how to carry myself as a professional on and off the field, inside the facility or outside the facility. Being in multiple programs now, I know how to pick up concepts very quickly and execute at a very high level. I'm not a guy that you got to, keep repeating things to or have to do multiple walkthroughs with in order for him to understand the concept. I'm one of those guys that you can just draw it up on the board one time and, I'll be at practice executing at a high level. So that's the type of player I am. Very, very, very strong athlete. Is how I like to call myself. Very agile. So just know you're not getting a big stiff guy. Even though I am 6'3", over 250, very bendy, and I take my craft seriously.